Hello, welcome to the devlog on BLIP. So BLIP is a 3D model conversion tool, as well as some other things. It means it's an acronym for block processor, and one of the main features of it is OBJ to MC, and yes, it's more of a feature, though I do sometimes call it OBJ to MC. So what we can do with OBJ to MC, that particular feature of BLIP, is we convert 3D models from, let's say, this website into Minecraft, or from, pretty much anything that can open up, anything that Blender can open up, we can just convert into Minecraft, which is super useful. So yeah, that's pretty much what the program is. Now, number one of the most important things I need to talk about today is specifically the monetization, because I know people are worried that I'm going to be doing a paid thing. And I am a little bit, but I want people to understand it because you should not be worried about that. I will be giving away a free version. Now, how that's going to work is on Patreon. Here, let's just start with this scenario. I'm on version 0.2, and right now it is on Patreon. That is, it's on Patreon right now. It's version 0.2, and it's available. Now, once I get to, let's say, version 0.5, I don't really know when, but let's say version 0.5. That's roughly the idea, roughly around the area that I think I'll probably end up publishing version 0.2. Right, so around version 0.5, I'll be publishing version 0.2 to the public, and then I'll be continuing doing staggered releases. Right, so I'm going to be doing a staggered release. So I'm going to be doing the cutting edge release on Patreon, and the free release will be published after I have those versions. So hopefully that makes sense. I really like the way this works because then there's a free version. However, you guys are still have a really good reason to subscribe to the Patreon, which is to get the cutting edge release, which will be really good compared to the free version. So I really like how this is working out currently. I like the plan there. Now, one thing I will say is if you are a build team or someone who's going to be earning money using BLIP, what I would recommend you to do is if you earn money using BLIP, please, just give back. My PayPal is in the description. You could subscribe to Patreon. Just, do something to help me continue developing this, because the reason this is important isn't just because, I just deserve money, right? That's not necessarily why this is important. The reason this is important is because I need to earn money. I am a human being. I have needs. I need to be able to earn money in order to be doing this. I also have commissions that I'm working on, right? So I have commissions. That's how I earn most of my money, is by trying to do commissions. And commissions take a lot of time, and they're very difficult to do. Even with this tool that no one else has, it still takes me a while to do some of these builds, right? So, and it's hard to get good commissions. I do mainly marketplace maps, and then those still take a very long time. And then it's a risk whether or not it's going to do well or not. So if you want me to work on this tool, if you want me to do this tool, if you want me to continue developing it and making it better, then you should want to help support the development of it. It's not about me, just wanting money or even needing money, right? Those are sort of things that are on me, right? But when it's for you, what you get out of it is you get to support the development of it and get me to actually make it and make it better and better, right? And I think that would be worth it for a lot of you builders and a lot of you build teams out there. So that is two different ways of supporting. You can do it through PayPal whenever you make some money using the tool. You can give me however much you think is necessary, but I would say at least like 5% or something like that, because 5% is a very small amount. It's not a lot, and it helps with the development of this tool. So let's move on from that. Now, how this tool actually works, I accidentally deleted some of my Minecraft files. So I'm just going to be using this recording I did previously. You can sort of see that, which this was the edited one even, though it's not actually like edited. So here we go. So we're in Blender, and I get a cylinder. And here we go. Wish I could speed it up, but that's fine. I turn into a triangle, and here we go. Okay, yeah. I'll just explain what I'm doing. So whenever you're creating so this is what it looks like. This is how it works. It's in Blender, and I set the origin to the 3D cursor so I can scale it up. So the scale is over here. I set to 49 blocks tall. actually 49.7 blocks tall. So I set it to that value, and here we are. And then I remesh it. Now right now it's at 0.1. I set it to 1 meter. Then I set all transforms to 1, I reset all transforms, which make this 1 here, which sets the scale of the mesh. And here we are. Next, I export it into my OTMC file, and I will go in there, and I actually can't skip ahead because it's literally like no time. Here we are. And we're pretty much almost already there. Yep, we're already here. Open up OTMC, and I open up try. I set it to stone. Here we are, set stone 5, and then hollow by setting it to 0. And then it creates this MC function file. And I put that into a function folder, and it will generate the triangle. Now, let me actually zoom ahead so you can actually sort of see that. So here we are. It's already in. Oops. Okay, I went too far. Okay, here we go. Function. Try 0, and it sets it, and now it's in. So it's extremely fast. And for those of you now, if you're wanting to use this for Java, then this will be just using a schematic. And you guys should already know how to use a schematic. I just haven't added that functionality yet, which I will be very soon. I've just been very busy, and I'll explain why in a minute. Actually, I already explained it. I'm doing commissions. Like, I don't have time to actually be working on it right now, which is unfortunate. And I'm hoping I can change that through the Patreon. Or you guys can, hoping that you guys can change that through the Patreon. But with MC function files, for those of you who are Bedrock enthusiasts and want to know the reason why I chose to do it this way, it's specifically because MC function files, in my opinion, are one of the safest ways of doing it. There are other ways of doing it, however, I personally don't trust them. And I've had bad experiences with Mojang changing things and then breaking my code or breaking what I'm working on. And if I'm planning on working on this project for months or maybe even years, I want to make sure that if I write something, it will work for as long as possible. I don't want to rewrite stuff every update, right? I want to get rid of that process of having to wait for other people to update their software for me to be able to transfer stuff from, let's say, Java to Bedrock, which I believe this tool could also help with in the future as well. So it's one of those things. It's just one of those things, right? So in short, it's a very safe way of doing things because commands are a fundamental part of Minecraft now. So if commands do break, if Mojang somehow breaks commands, I believe Mojang will fix it relatively quickly. So that is one of the other biggest features about this is I believe they'll fix it. Now functions is the same way. It's also a relatively important thing that I believe they will also fix. So it is a very, in my opinion, secure way of working on this. So hopefully that makes sense. And why do it on Bedrock first is another question. Marketplace. This is extremely useful for marketplace building because trying to do stuff on Java and transferring it to Bedrock can be a pain, like I already said. So this was one of my solutions to fixing that issue with the stuff with Mojang and transferring stuff and whatnot. So here we are. So that's pretty much it there. Let me read my notes. So that's how it works. Planned updates. So I need to rewrite the entire thing, and it's sort of complicated. And in fact, yeah, we'll just delete that part for now. Then we have Java schematics. I need to do that. Schematics to functions, so I can transfer stuff from Java to Bedrock. Auto texturing and a basic UI are sort of like the things right now, the big 5. Then after that is an entire another section. In fact, I would almost call this 2.0 if it wasn't for the fact that I'm barely at 1.0 of like update ideas, really. So we're gonna have I need to do remesh, solidify, scale, and then an advanced UI, and hopefully I could then get it to work on Android, and then also multiple file formats. So what needs to be researched is really a lot of information. There's a lot to research at the moment. So we have like 3D terrain generation, erosion, rendering, GUI, stuff for, I want to try getting it to work for Android, iOS, Xbox P4, and Nintendo Switch. However, again, the Patreon, I don't have money to buy these. So if I want to get it to work for iOS, like I already have an Android phone, so I could do an Android. iOS, I'm not entirely sure if I could get to work on iOS yet. I'll have to figure that out. Like, I need an iOS device to try that out on. Then Xbox. My Xbox is not working very well at the moment, so I wouldn't be able to really get that to work properly. And I don't have a PS4 or Nintendo Switch, so I want to try to get to get to work on these two, but as mentioned, I don't have either of them. So hopefully, whenever we get Patreon subscribers, Patreon members, then I could at some point buy one of these and figure out probably iOS, because more people probably play on Android and iOS than Xbox, and then I'll move on probably to Xbox and then PS4, and then Nintendo Switch. That's at least my idea. Then DLL game hacking is another method, but it's a little hacky. It's actually considered hacking, so it's not the best idea. MBT data manipulation, structure file format research, stop motion animation, assembly and disassembly of Minecraft, GPU programming, interpreter for scripting language. I want to make a scripting language for the tool so you could actually do graphing. So it'd be a huge graphing calculator, which would be really cool. And it should be very, very fast as well, which is quite awesome in my opinion. We have read chunk information, Java, Bedrock, which is another one. And of course, etc. There's plenty of other stuff that I could do as well. So what I'm doing right now is I am, so we're moving on to the next section. I sort of got that confused for a second there. So specifically, that's pretty much like the planned updates and other stuff like that. Now, the next part is what I'm doing right now. And right now I'm working on a Minecraft Education Edition map. And I'm also working on a marketplace map. And I will get those done as fast as possible. In fact, I will not be working on this tool, even though I want to. I will not be working on this tool. I won't be doing research for it because I will be trying to get those done as fast as possible. If anything, I'll be working on them like 2 hours a day because it's hard for me not to work on them because I really enjoy working on BLIP. So I'll be avoiding working on BLIP as much as possible so I could do the marketplace map and the education edition map. Then we have the outro. So the outro is just, that's just like me saying adios pretty much. Anyway, I'm glad you guys are here for the journey. Definitely, like, I don't like asking for people to share the video and to subscribe to Patreon. However, this tool is really ridiculous. Like, it's amazing. And, without you guys actually doing something, whether it be liking or subscribing or commenting, without your guys' help, then I would not be able to continue working on this. And sort of like with the Patreon and everything, like that as well. So yeah, I appreciate you guys helping out in any way that you can. If you are a build team, I'm happy to also help you guys out, like I mentioned previously. So anyway, hope you guys have a great, wonderful, sublime day, and God bless.